Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be making chocolate chip bread. Now, I have never had this, but I'm thinking it's going to be pretty good, and I'm going to love it. Now, I love all things with chocolate chip cookies, chocolate randomly, and even chocolate chip pancakes. Now, if you know how to do this, leave a like on the video, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Okay, so our chocolate chip bread is very simple. And it also only has a very few ingredients, and it's going to be awesome. So let's look at what we have. We have 3 egg yolks at room temperature. If you forget to take your eggs out and let them sit on the counter for a while, you can just take them out and put them in a bowl of hot water for a couple of minutes and they'll be room temperature. Okay. We also have a cup of sugar, just regular white sugar. And then we have 2 cups of yogurt. This is plain Greek yogurt. The recipe calls for 2 cups of sour cream. I don't have 2 cups of sour cream today, but I did have some plain Greek yogurt. You can substitute in plain yogurt, whether it's Greek or not, for sour cream in different recipes, and it comes out just great. So I grabbed my plain Greek yogurt, 2 cups of that. And then I have 3 cups of self-rising flour. If you don't have self-rising flour, because lots of times I don't, it's kind of weird that I actually had it today, there's a way that you can use regular flour. I'm going to tell you what it is. For 3 cups of self-rising flour, you can take 4.5 teaspoons of baking powder and 1.5 teaspoons of salt, put those in a 1 cup measure, fill the rest of it with flour, level it off, and then 2 more cups of just regular flour. And that will be the same as 3 cups of self-rising flour. Okay, so one more time, that's 4.5 teaspoons of baking powder in a 1 cup measure, add another 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and then fill the rest of it with flour. Okay, then just add 2 more cups of plain flour and you should be good. Okay, all right, so the first thing we're going to do is take our yogurt and add our eggs and sugar, and then we're going to whisk them together. You could use a mixer if you want to, but you really don't need to. Okay. Oh, my oven is preheated. Okay, so we'll just get in there and start getting it kind of gently breaking those yolks. It's difficult at first to whisk something as thick as sour cream or yogurt, but once you get those eggs broken into it and the sugar in, kind of loosens everything up a little, and it's not so hard. Okay, so you're just going to really mix them until they are uniform the whole way across. You're going to have a little more of a yellow color. It's going to be not quite so thick, and it won't take very long. I'm only going to give it another few seconds here and we'll be ready. Okay, make sure you scrape along, get all that yogurt or sour cream or whatever you're using mixed in there. Okay, and I would say that's it. We're ready. Okay, so let's put these off to the side. If you can see, we have a nice kind of yellowy mixture, and we're going to mix it into our flour slowly but surely. Okay, so we'll mix it in a little bit into the middle, kind of give it a little stir, keep adding it. Ooh, I just poofed it all over. See, that's something to be careful of. And I even have a really big bowl, and I'm still kind of poofing it out. So you can see that you have to be gentle with your flour, or it's going to get messy. I am going to get my assistant to get me a rubber scraper. And let me see if there's one in that jar. Yep, the blue thing right there.
Oh, yeah.
Please. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. I'll take it. And throw that in there. So for a lot of us in the AC Valley School District, our online school enrichment program started today. So this would be a nice thing to make to kind of give yourself a little treat. After you do all your schoolwork, make yourself some chocolate chip bread. When it's done and it's all warm and delicious, slather some butter on there, sit down and reward yourself for a hard day getting some schoolwork done, right? You may have to make 2 loaves if you have a big family. So it'll go fast. Okay, you're going to use a smaller loaf pan. A 9x5 pan would work perfectly. So if you have one of those, that would be great. And make sure it's greased. Now you can either grease it with butter, like we did with our apple crisp, which, by the way, did anyone make that? Oh my gosh, it was so good with vanilla ice cream on it. It was so good. So you can either grease your pan with butter, or you can just spray it with Pam spray. I just sprayed it with the nonstick spray for that one. But either one would work perfectly. And try not to miss any of this stuff that I got stuck in my whisk. Here. Okay, and now I see that my assistant has reappeared just in time for the best part, to dump in the chocolate chips. So for the chocolate chips, you can use any chocolate you'd like. You can use a chunk of chocolate, chunks of chocolate. You can use dark chocolate, semi-sweet, milk chocolate. You can use white chocolate if you want to. It's completely your choice, maybe whatever you have laying around. I always have lots of different kinds of chocolate laying around because we use them. We use chocolate chips and different kinds of chocolate a lot. So, if you just dig around and whatever you pull out of your drawer or cupboard or pantry or whatever will work just fine. I happen to have an abundance of these triple chocolate morsels. I got them at the Sharp Shopper. Woohoo, Sharp Shopper. We all love them. And these have dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate in them. I'm just going to dump in the whole bag. 2 cups should be enough. And if you don't know, 1 bag, 10 ounce? 10 ounce bag is about 2 cups. So I'm just dumping them in there. Now you can add more or less. Who would put less? Who puts less? But if you want to, you can always change the amount a little bit. If you like to kind of make it more chocolatey or not, that's an option. Then you're just going to gently fold it in there, It's a nice, very fluffy, thick dough. I don't even want to call it a dough, more of a batter type. This is called a quick bread, which there are so many good quick breads out there. Quick breads are usually breads that do not require yeast, which is nice. A lot of people are saying they're having trouble finding yeast right now. So if you don't have any yeast or you just want something that's a little quicker, this will do it for you. And really, you don't even have to put chocolate chips in here. You could put other things if you wanted to. If you wanted to add cinnamon or something like that, you could always switch it up and put other things in there. Okay, so here is our pan right here, see? And we're just going to put our stuff in there. Boom. Put our batter type stuff in there. Get it all spread out. Make sure you don't leave any in the bowl. I'm always telling my students, hey, you didn't clean that bowl out. Right? We don't want to leave any behind. It's like an extra bite or an extra slice or whatever. Okay. And I think we got it all. Once you get it all in there, take a minute, kind of move it out so that it's in all the corners evenly, kind of pretty evenly spread out. It doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it will even itself out a little bit in the oven, but you don't want to be too uneven. Okay, there it is, folks. We're going to stick it in the oven at 350 for 65 to 75 minutes. So it's going to take a while. You'll have to be patient. But when it comes out, it's going to be awesome. And I'll show you what that looks like in about an hour.